we were pretty unhappy and not knowing why and not knowing what to do. And we were really struggling with addictions, with alcoholism and drugs. And, and we had a daughter who had special needs by then and was getting in trouble all the time. I met Murray in university, my husband. He had issues and I had issues, and I had addiction issues, he had addiction issues, and they just basically went together. And
it was partying all the time. It was because it was the first time I was away from my own home, and it was very constrictive with my dad. He was very controlling. So things got really chaotic and
tumbled. And then we had a child, and things got worse and worse, and we were pretty unhappy. So we started searching, and we went to this church called Ottawa Community Church. So they brought us to something called an encounter, just Murray and I, for a weekend, where it's completely silent.
That was when I really started to understand that there's more to life than just going to church on Sunday, and that there's something else out there.
God's more than just Sunday. Like Jesus is saying, if I let him, he'll be my everything, and he will be my father, the father I didn't have, that he will change things, that he will rewind the clock in my marriage and renew it. And that behavior might have taken a while to change, because the behavior's still there. But I knew I belonged to Jesus after that.
I knew things that were going to change. Everything was different. So.
We moved to Kingston, and we started at a church in Kingston, and the church was really pouring into the kids. But when I first became a believer, I really felt like God was calling me to write, to lead, and to teach. And then we got an opportunity to come to Ottawa. It was April 2015, and we came to see the City Harmonic. So we come, and it was at the Lifecentre. The two of us walk in, and we look at each other, and we're like, this is weird. Do you feel this? And he's like, yeah. And we both felt at home there. So we come back on the Sunday and Pastor Jay did a talk on healing. And I had been dealing with a chronic illness. I'd gone through 2 surgeries, many hospitalizations, and it was like he's speaking right to me. So we went home, and we get home, and we go to bring our daughter to her music teacher. And our music teacher says, where did you see the City Harmonic? And I'm like, you probably don't know, it's in Orleans. It's called the Lifecentre. He's like, yeah, that was my church. And we both looked at each other and said, okay, I'm pretty sure God wants us to move to Ottawa to go to the Lifecentre. And we moved July 1st, 2016.
When we moved to Ottawa, I had nothing. I started as a bus driver. It was only part-time. It wasn't really getting us by financially. But I knew God had a plan somewhere. I just didn't know where that was going to lead me.
We thought, okay, the one thing we understand is that when you're new somewhere, you have to get plugged in. So we went to LifeStart, and one of our prayers was that godly men would come into our life, and 2 men, Terry and Cole, led that group, which was one of our answers to prayer.
We had 2 individuals with special needs in our group. I have my own kids, I have special needs, so I made it intentionally to say hi, to go and visit with them and see if I could interact with them. And then I got to know their worker to find out what they did, so that was kind of an opening. Christian Horizons was a company that deals with special needs individuals, and they had ended up calling me on the phone and saying, would you be interested to come in for an interview? So I said, sure. I wasn't aware that I applied to it, and I actually didn't. It was actually my wife that applied. But the good thing was I got to know a lot about special needs individuals from our group, and now I got hired on, and I'm loving it. I know that God had a plan for me, and that's where he wanted me to be, because I fit in, and it's definitely not me. It's not on my strength.
We're never thinking, okay, church is perfect, but Lifecentre is perfect for us because it was the right church for us. And when they said they had a Bible school, my mind was like blown. And my first women's group, 3 of the women had special needs kids in the group. And I had 2 special needs kids. I'm like, Lord, if I could have just put out a checklist, you just answered every single one of those things with Lifecentre.
We started on the safety committee for serving, because that was one of the important things that we felt we needed to do.
It has got us out of our comfort zone. And it's just, when you serve with others, it changes things, right? Because you're serving together and you're working together as a team, and it's just, the people at Lifecentre have become our family. That is our family, and we wouldn't have been able to have that family unless we went and did those things and joined those things and become part of groups and went to school, because that's how we met people. That's how we met our family, is by actually going to these things. It wasn't Sunday. It was those during the week, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, when we're going to Bible school, when we're going to the Life Start. That was when we truly got to know people and really plugged into the church. That is what's got us through all this time. Not family, not friends. It's been Jesus the whole time.